Hi, welcome to the UC Santa Cruz video chat. My name is Beatrice Atkinson-Myers. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions Outreach here at UCSC. I'm also alumna of the campus, and I'm very happy to welcome you here today to the UC Santa Cruz video chat. Today I'm going to be talking about our campus, our beautiful campus as a part of the University of California system. And I'm also going to be talking about our admissions qualifications for first-year students applying out of high school and transfer students. We'll touch a little bit on financial aid, and then I hope to have time at the end to be able to take questions from you in the audience. So as you think of questions, type them in. I will probably be answering questions as we go because I think that's a lot more interesting for you and for me. So welcome. A little bit about UC Santa Cruz. We are a beautiful campus. As I mentioned, we are part of the University of California system. We're the second smallest UC campus in the University of California system, so we're about 17,000 students. We're around 16,000 undergraduate students. That means students who are going for their first time degree, and around 1,500 graduate students, so students who are looking for that master's, PhD, advanced program. We are situated on the central coast of California. We're about 75 miles south of San Francisco and around, I would say, 5 hours north of LA. So we're situated right on the beautiful Monterey Bay. The campus itself is around 2 miles from the Monterey Bay. And I really encourage you, if you haven't come visit us. It's a beautiful, beautiful campus. UC Santa Cruz is a world-renowned research institution. As you can see, we were recently ranked second in the world for our research influence, just after MIT. Research influence really has to do with the research our faculty are doing being used by other researchers in their same field. So for a young campus, our research is being highly impactful and highly influential on other researchers in that same field. We take a very interdisciplinary approach to research here at UC Santa Cruz, so we believe in finding solutions to global issues across different disciplines. One of the best examples that I can offer of an interdisciplinary major, I'll talk more about our majors shortly, but for instance, computer science, computer game design is a major which really looks at both computer science, engineering, but also art, design, literature classes too. So really looking across different disciplines to find solutions. Our faculty are world-renowned in the physical and biological sciences. The Human Genome Project was worked on here at UC Santa Cruz. But we also look at a lot of social justice and environmental elements as well. So we have our own farm on campus, our agroecology farm. We look at how we can work in the community to bring food justice to different communities and really serve different populations. So UC Santa Cruz is a very forward-thinking campus, and this ranking really reflects that forward thinking, I think. Just to give you an idea of who we are in terms of our faculty, our staff, and our alumni, we're not able to talk about all of our amazing alums, all of our amazing students and faculty, but these are just three that we wanted to highlight for you to give you a flavor of who they are. And I'm actually going to talk about them from left to right, so just a second here. Sandra Faber is a professor of astronomy and astrophysics, and she actually just was awarded by President Obama the National Medal of Science. So she's worked on the Hubble telescope, amongst other things. The students that you see in the middle, Sharon Edigia and Joanna Flores, they're current UC Santa Cruz students, and they participated in the California Alliance for Minority Participation, or what we refer to as CAMP. These are really engaged students. UC Santa Cruz students are individuals who want to get into their field, want to get hands-on experience. And in fact, before they graduate, over 60% of our students report doing undergraduate research in some sort of lab setting or field study before they graduate. Specifically, Sharon is a biology major, and she's worked on organic chemistry and biochemistry. And she's going to be doing research at UC San Francisco this coming summer, which is very exciting. Finally, on the right, you see our alum, Vince Chaabria. Vince just was named a U.S. District Judge for Northern California by, again, President Obama, which is very exciting. So he's just a small sample. This is just a small sample of our amazing faculty, students, and alumni here at UC Santa Cruz. And I think they really embody the individuals who take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to them here at UC Santa Cruz. I mentioned already our amazing cutting-edge academics that put us in second in the world for our research influence. Our undergraduate research, 60% of our students doing undergraduate research before they graduate, which is pretty amazing. Our interdisciplinary approach to problem solving, including, again, I said computer science, computer game design, but we also have a human biology major, which really focuses on preparing students to go into different medical fields if you're interested in that. If you do that human biology major, you actually have to do a field study as well as studying medical level Spanish. So we want to prepare you again to serve diverse communities here at UCSC. If you're interested in learning more about our different majors, I encourage you, and undergraduate research in general, I encourage you to visit the website that you see listed on the screen there. The ugr.ue.ucsc.edu is a great website for you to learn more about all of the undergraduate research opportunities that are available here at UCSC. I should add that we also have over 60 different majors that we offer here at UCSC. Some of our most popular majors include psychology, business management, economics, and art, environmental studies, politics. These are all some of our most popular majors here at UCSC. We want to make sure that we support you as a student here at UC Santa Cruz, so we want to make sure that you feel that you can be successful. We support students in a variety of different ways. Through academic advising, we have both departmental advisors as well as general advisors that serve you when you're taking general education courses. We also offer career services for students who are interested in really exploring what major here at UC Santa Cruz might lead to a particular career that you're interested in. One of the great advantages of our Career Services Center is that they really will actually work with you in terms of finding internships. They have a great database of on-campus jobs and off-campus jobs. They also will do things like mock interviews with you. So they'll actually do something like this where they'll put you on camera, they'll video record you, and really say, you know, this is what we see, this is where you need to improve. They'll review your resume as you're applying to jobs. So really overall, a fantastic resource for our current students, and I should add our alumni as well. We have multiple different resource centers to help support you through cultural events and activities. These resource centers are open to all of our students, but they specifically are the African American Resource and Cultural Center, the Asian American Resource and Cultural Center, the American Indian Resource and Cultural Center, and El Centro, or Chicano Latino Resource and Cultural Center. We also have a women's center and a gay, lesbian, transsexual, intersex, queer center as well. So really, these student centers are open for all of our students, and they celebrate all of our students, but they're there to provide community and support for those students who maybe perhaps identify with those different communities. Health and safety. We know you can get sick sometimes at college, you get stressed out, so we have our own health center on campus. We have our own police and fire department as well. So we really want to make sure that you stay healthy and happy so you can be a successful student here at UCSC. We know that there's life beyond the classroom though, and that there's many ways to explore and learn beyond just in a classroom setting. UC Santa Cruz students are very active and very engaged, and I think that's something that makes us incredibly unique as a campus, is our students are really doers, not just somebody who goes, oh, I'd like to do that, or isn't that a nice idea, but they create things here at UCSC. And that's what I mean when they say create things. They have student organizations, and we have over 150 different student clubs and organizations. Everything from ethnic student clubs to dance clubs, to performance clubs, to fraternities and sororities, so Greek organizations, a really wide variety. And what we say here at UCSC is U+2. So if for some reason there isn't a club or organization that you want to be a part of that you don't already see here at UCSC, you can actually create it for yourself by just getting a couple co-signers, 2 other co-signers, and then taking it to the Student Advising and Resources Office, and they're going to sign off on it and really help to support you through the administrative process of creating a club here at UCSC. I want to add too, UC Santa Cruz is a really unique community in that we provide opportunities to have for students to have interdisciplinary opportunities kind of beyond the classroom too. So let me give you an example of that. We have a wonderful program called Rainbow Theater here at UC Santa Cruz, which is a multicultural theater arts troupe. And that theater arts troupe is open to all of our students. You don't have to be a theater major, you can be a science major, you could be an engineering major, but it's all about doing productions, and they're all student-run productions. So all the directing, acting, the set design, all of that is really student-driven, and it's about bringing voice to different students of color and their experiences. But again, it's open for all people, and I think that's a really wonderful and special program here at UCSC. Another really special program that we have is that we have amazing stand-up comedy troupes. So if you ever wanted to do stand-up comedy, we have things called Comedy Joust, we have things called Barnstorm. These are just students who are really wanting to explore and have fun and be engaged. So you could do everything from Rainbow Theater to a comedy stand-up team. Or if that's not really your thing and maybe you're more interested in athletics, maybe you want to join one of our club sports or one of our NCAA Division III level sports as well. So I think the point I'm making here is that we have great opportunities across a really wide variety of different areas. If you want to learn more about our athletics or more about our clubs and organizations, you can go to opers.ucsc.edu, Office of Physical Education, Recreation, and Sports, or go to SOAR, which again is that Student Organizations and Advising Resources website. Finally, I want to say if you're interested in doing study abroad, many of our students here at UC Santa Cruz would be in line with your interests, because we send by percentage of population more of our students to study abroad than many of the other UCs. We have programs in over 34 different countries, and we still support you in being able to graduate in 4 years or less, or 2 years or less as a junior transfer student. So really, if you're somebody who's interested in global issues, interested in getting to know people from around the world, UC Santa Cruz would be a good fit for you. Some of you may have heard of our unique residential college system here at UCSC. It is something which is distinctive about our campus and most memorable for many of our students here at UCSC. The 10 residential colleges are where our students live. So they are not based on a major affiliation. So every major can live in any college. Every college has every major living in it. They act as your home base while you live on campus at UC Santa Cruz. So it's where you receive your general academic advising. It's where you make your friends. It's where you take what we call your freshman core course, which is your freshman writing seminar, fall quarter of your freshman year. We do offer a 2-year housing guarantee for all of our incoming freshmen and our junior transfer students. And we house over half of our students here on campus here at UCSC. So we are very much a residential college experience. You can see that the residential colleges support you through academic advising, so support I mentioned already. Residential life, really making sure that you're making safe, healthy decisions through having our resident assistants there and our coordinators for residential education living on site. We also have student life. So different activities that take place within the colleges, be they dances, open mic nights, poetry slams, study breaks, anything that you can imagine that takes place within the colleges. They've had Olympic competitions between different buildings at the residential colleges. So it really just depends on what your resident assistants think up for you and what you want to do too for fun and to get more engaged in the world too. So a lot of times they'll do additional co-curricular or academically enriching activities within the residential colleges. Hopefully now you've gotten a little bit of a flavor of who we are as a campus here at UCSC, and now you're interested in learning more about how can I apply? What are the admissions criteria here for our students at UCSC? I'm going to make this go full screen so you can kind of look at it and read along with me as I'm talking. And I know that a couple of you have been asking questions about financial aid and GPA. Just know that I'm going to talk about the GPA and I will talk about financial aid later on in my presentation too. Okay, so freshman admissions criteria. First off, you do need to complete 15 what we call college prep courses. Here we refer to them most commonly as the A through G requirements. But if you're outside of California, if you're taking those college prep courses, then more than likely you are meeting those A through G courses. You need to have 11 of the courses completed prior to your senior year. So again, really making sure that you're on track with a college prep course. If you are a California resident, then you need to have a minimum GPA of a 3.0. And for a non-California resident, you would have a minimum GPA of a 3.4. We calculate the student's GPA based on the 10th and 11th grade year, but do know all 4 years of your academic coursework are considered. So we are looking at what types of classes you took in your freshman year. We look at what classes you're taking in your senior year as well. Even those courses which are beyond the minimum A through G requirements. When I say A through G, I'm going to skip ahead here so you can actually see the list of what are those subject areas and how many courses are required in each subject area. You can see we require 2 years of a history and a social science, 4 years of English. We require 3 years of math with 4 years recommended, 2 years of a lab science with 3 years recommended, 2 years of a language other than English with 3 years recommended, a year of visual and performing arts, and then a year of college prep electives. A couple things I want to note here. When we talk about mathematics, that does mean that you need to have algebra, geometry, and intermediate algebra, trigonometry, and beyond. Geometry is required, so it is important that if you are considering applying to the University of California system, you are taking geometry. Visual and performing arts, that refers to an actual fine art. So we're not talking about graphic art design. This needs to be more of a fine art in the terms of music or ceramics or theater, something along those lines. College prep elective generally refers to a course which is in an academic subject area and maybe beyond the minimum number of years. So if you have an extra year of lab science or an extra year of mathematics, for instance. Lab science, I want to add, we're really referring to a chemistry, biology, physics type sequence when it comes to our laboratory sciences. So I just wanted to show that to you. And so you can see visually what are the subject areas that we're referring to when we talk about A through G. If you are in California, you see the website listed at the bottom. You can actually visit that website and see which courses at your high school are going to be meeting the A through G requirements. Now, if you're beyond California, or outside of California, really that website is still helpful to you to give you guidelines on what types of classes meet A through G. So I encourage all of our audience and our participants, wherever you are in the world, to really check out that Doorways website. Now I am going to go back again for a quick second just to talk about the examination requirement. You are required to take the SAT reasoning test or the ACT plus supplemental writing no later than December of your senior year. So it is important that students take those tests. We use the highest score from a single sitting. So if you have a higher comprehensive score in October versus when you took it in May, then we're going to use the overall test score from October rather than May. So it is worthwhile to take those tests more than once. If you are outside of California or outside of the United States, the tests are still required. So I want to make sure that you're aware of that and planning for that as you consider the University of California system, and we hope that you do. I know we had some questions about what GPA are required for UC. And you can see on the screen the minimum GPA for a California resident being a 3.0 and for a non-California resident it being a 3.4. I just want to add that these are minimum requirements. when we're getting into selection, which is what I'm about to talk about, we do consider your academic GPA quite closely, and it is one of the criteria that we consider in our overall selection process. So let's talk about our selection criteria here at UC Santa Cruz. We did receive over 40,000 freshman applications for the class of fall of 2014, and UC Santa Cruz is a very selective institution. We do use a holistic review process, which refers to these 14 criteria. We look at all 14 criteria, and we look at them in the context of your academic environment and your personal environment. So you can see we consider academic criteria your GPA, your overall test scores from your SATs or ACTs, but we're also going to be looking quite closely at the number of courses that you've completed, the number of courses that you could take within your academic environment, the opportunities that were available to you within your academic environment in terms of advising, AP courses, honors courses, and then we're going to really look at the quality of your senior year as well. So again, when I said all 4 years count, they really do count because we are looking at both your freshman year and then again in your senior year. Beyond the classroom though, we're interested in knowing how you've contributed to your environment. So have you participated in special projects or performed in any special talents, had achievements or awards? This is where, for those of you who've gotten involved in student council, perhaps athletics, some sort of form of community service, or you've been a part of a particular special community organization that's been very active. We're interested in really learning more about what your activities were, how you got engaged, and what contribution did you make to those activities. We're also going to be looking at you within the context of your life experiences. So if you have had difficulties in your life or things that you've overcome of any sort, you'd want to make sure to share those and really talk about how they influenced your academic experiences specifically. Now, I'm going to go back to kind of sharing the screen here because I want to talk about the personal statement. The personal statement is a vital part of the UC application. It applies to both our freshman applicants as well as our transfer applicants. It's 2 prompts. Students do need to address both prompts, 1,000 words total, and we don't recommend that students write less than 250 words on any one of the 2 prompts. We want to make sure that we really understand who you are, again, in the context of your academic experiences. So you want to think of the personal statement as your interview. It's your chance to let the UC system know what you can contribute and who you are. My recommendation that my colleague always shares, and I want to share it with you too, is that you have friends of yours read it and give you feedback on it. Can they answer the question of who are you? What have you achieved? If they can't, then maybe you want to think about revising that personal statement, maybe being more specific in it, adding richer details. I'd also recommend maybe having somebody who doesn't know you as well read the personal statement because they can reflect on, this is who I know, what I know about you now that I've read your personal statement and what I've learned about who you are as an individual. It is one application for the entire University of California system. So when you apply, and we'll be talking more about this shortly, but just keep in mind that the personal statement that is sent to UC Santa Cruz is the same that is read at UC Davis, UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC Santa Barbara, etc. So you really do want to think about it as your interview on paper and take your time with it. Okay, we're going to be transitioning now to talking about transfer admissions. Transfer admissions is an entirely different process from our high school application process. For UC Santa Cruz, these are the minimum criteria for students who are interested in applying to be junior transfers. And UC Santa Cruz is only open to junior transfers on our campus. In order to be a junior transfer, you do need to have 60 UC transferable semester units or 90 UC transferable quarter units. And you can see that you need to have a minimum GPA of a 2.4 for California residents or 2.8 for non-California residents. And then we need to have what we refer to as the 7-course pattern. And that refers to having 2 English composition courses, 1 mathematics course, UC transferable mathematics course, and then 4 classes in 2 different areas of study. So really you representing a breadth of different academic disciplines. Now, I want to caution though and say that these are just really minimum criteria for our junior transfers. And for us at UC Santa Cruz, we're looking most closely at what your major is and how you've gone about preparing for your major at the California Community College or whatever 4-year or 2-year higher institution that you've been in. So we do offer a wonderful program though through our California community colleges. That program is called TAG. It is a transfer admissions guarantee. It does provide an early review of your application to the UC system, which is a big advantage for our UC campus, our UC applicants. To qualify for TAG, you do need to have 30 UC transferable semester units at the time you sign the TAG contract. And you need to have a minimum 3.0 GPA. I want to add, this is only open to those students who are enrolled at a California community college. And you would apply during the filing period, which every year is September 1st through the 30th. And then you would also apply during the regular UC application filing period, which again is November 1st through the 30th. So you would fill out a TAG contract with the campus you were interested in having the guarantee with, and then you would again fill out a UC application in November. Again, the big advantage to TAG is that you get to have that early review of your academic work done, so you really will know before you even apply to the UC system, how am I doing? You know, am I in line? Am I going to be selected for admissions to the UC system, and specifically the UC Santa Cruz? I want to stress that again, your major is extremely important. So when you are filling out the TAG agreement, you do have to demonstrate how you have been preparing for your particular major. And those students who are interested in some of our most popular majors, including psychology, any majors in the Jack Baskin School of Engineering, business management, economics, any majors in the physical and biological sciences, including biology, marine biology. These are all majors which we are screening for your lower division preparation on. So they're selective majors for us for junior level applicants at UC Santa Cruz. So I want to stress that to you. Again, major prep, like I just said. You could also take the general education pattern at the California Community College, but it is not recommended for those majors which have an extensive amount of lower division preparation. So for those students who are interested in, again, the Jack Baskin School of Engineering, so any of our engineering majors, art, psychology, any of the physical and biological sciences, business management, economics, really the general education pattern is not recommended. We want to see that your lower division classes are getting completed. You can figure out what classes at the California Community College are going to be meeting the lower division requirements for your major by visiting the assist.org website. So the website that I have listed there is an incredibly wonderful resource for you to be able to make your academic plan and pick out your academic coursework. There's another wonderful tool that the UC system has created, and it's called TAP, Transfer Admissions Planner. And the TAP tool is where you can go in and actually start to log the coursework that you've taken at your California Community College and say, these are my courses that are meeting my 7-course pattern. Here are the courses that I'm taking to meet the lower division courses for my major specifically. And it really is a tool where you can use it for your planning purposes and keep you on track. It's also a way that you can get signed up to work with programs like the UC Santa Cruz Transfer Admissions Partnership Program. And the TPP program, we refer to it here, is a program which helps students succeed in transfer by reviewing your coursework ahead of time, bringing you on trips to campus, really checking in with you, providing peer mentor and peer advising. So other students who have previously transferred to the campus act as peer advisors and can really answer a lot of your academic planning questions. So getting signed into that TAP tool, for those of you who might be junior transfers, is a really important step, and you can see the website listed there. If we do have any students who are joining us from outside of the United States, welcome. We're very excited to see you and speak to you here at UCSC. There are some things that you do need to be aware of in terms of being an international applicant or an applicant who would be on any type of visa. You must submit all of your coursework from universities and colleges outside of the U.S. And you also need to demonstrate your English proficiency. And you can see the different ways that you can demonstrate that English proficiency, either through a TOEFL, the IELTS, or by taking 2 UC transferable English composition courses at a California community college and getting Bs or better. This is also true for our international students who are perhaps in secondary school, or what we refer to as high school here in the United States. You would also need to demonstrate your English proficiency if any part of your high school career has been in a language other than English. So again, if you are a student who is coming from outside the United States and your language of instruction has not been English, you would need to demonstrate your English proficiency. I talked a little bit about the application and the personal statement. Here are the specific details that you need to know about the application filing period. It becomes available on August 1st, so you can actually start to fill out the UC application on August 1st annually. And then the actual application filing period is November 1st to the 30th. As I mentioned, it's one application for the entire University of California system, so you apply. You then select each campus to which you would like your application sent by a checkbox, and then you will select the major at that particular campus that you're interested in applying under as well. So you could apply to UC Santa Cruz under the human biology major, and then you could apply to UC Santa Barbara under the psychology major, and that is the flexibility that you have as a freshman student applying to the UC system. As a junior transfer, of course, because you've been working on your major, you'd really be focused on the different campuses you want to apply to and then that specific major at that campus. So again, biology at UC Santa Cruz and then a biology at UC Davis, for instance. It is $70 per campus to which you apply. So check the box, and for every box that you check to have your application sent to, then it's an additional $70. There is a fee waiver that is available for students, and it's built in automatically into the UC application tool. So you can check at the end of the application process fee waiver eligibility, and the tool will assess you based on the number of individuals in your family and your total income about whether you qualify for the fee waiver. Again, that fee waiver is for up to 4 campuses, so if you do qualify for it, I strongly encourage you to apply to at least 4 campuses and really take advantage of that. Don't be late with the application. November 1st to the 30th being the actual filing period. You definitely want to make sure that the UC application is filled out and completed. I would say the Sunday before Thanksgiving for those of you who are here in the United States, or at least the second or third Sunday in November for those of you who are outside of the United States. It really is worthwhile for you to take your time with the application and to be as detailed as possible. What we see frequently are students who submit their application and then contact us a few weeks later and go, oh, that's not the personal statement I meant to submit, or I didn't use my right name, or I used a wrong email address, or I entered a grade incorrectly. And these are things that we encourage you, of course, to communicate with our campus regularly via email. And you can find additional information through our website, admissions.ucsc.edu. But really, you want to make sure to get it right in the first place, which means take your time with the application. I know for many of you, you're worried about how you're going to apply and how you're going to finance a UC education. And we appreciate that concern and know that we are here to be partners. We're here to be partners with you as a student and your family. And we do think of financing a UC education and a UCSE education as minimizing the financial barriers to your educational goals. UC Santa Cruz does provide a variety of different university grants and scholarships, and we have over 70% of our students who are on some form of financial aid here at UC Santa Cruz. And we gave out over $250 million in aid in the last year alone. We do provide support for those students who may be undocumented, or AB 540 students is what they're referred to here in California. We have a Dreamweaver or Dreamers application, and we do provide support through financial advising and academic and emotional personal support for our AB 540 students as well. So just know anyone can achieve their educational dreams and goals, and UC Santa Cruz is here to help support you in that process. There's a variety of different types of financial aid available. I mentioned already grants and scholarships. We also have what's called work study, which is where you work for a unit on campus, and half of your paycheck is paid for by the federal government and the other half is paid for by the unit that you're working for. It's a really amazing way to build skills, learn about different career pathways that you may not have been aware of. And then we do also have what we call self-aid, which are loans, and then there are Perkin loans and Stafford loans, so different types of loans that are available to our students. Financial aid is all done for most of our students via the FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. So if you are a U.S. citizen or an eligible permanent resident, you want to fill out the FAFSA between January 1st and March 2nd to see what type of financial aid you will qualify for. And again, I want to strongly encourage all students to fill out that FAFSA who are eligible. For our international students, I'll be talking about our Aid for You momentarily. And again, for our Dreamers, just know that you can fill out a Dreamer application, and there's different university grants and scholarships which you will be eligible for. Before you get too much sticker shock with this particular slide, I just want to point out that this is an estimate that are based on UC Santa Cruz averages. You can see the tuition and fees that are listed there. Those include both the UC tuition costs, which are around $12,000, and then additional UC Santa Cruz specific campus fees that are included in that $13,398. Food and housing, so that includes all of your residential life experiences, your dining hall. We do have a variety of different meal plans and different room types, everything from triple rooms to doubles, some singles. We offer apartment style living as well. The cost of your food and housing will really depend on what type of meal plan you get and what type of dorm room you're living in. So for instance, if you choose to live in a triple, that's a cost savings of $2,000 a year, and you get to make 2 more friends automatically. So things to think about. Same thing with your personal expenses and your transportation and books and supplies. The last thing I want to say is health insurance. All students are required to have some form of health insurance. If you are under your family's health insurance, though, you can show that health coverage, and then we will waive that additional $2,200. So you don't have to have the UC Santa Cruz health insurance, which is the additional $2,200. You can use your family's health insurance. You can see that for our California residents, the total cost is $34,167. And then for our students who are coming from outside of California, there is an additional non-resident tuition cost of $22,878, which makes your total cost around $57,000. Now we know that these are stressful figures, and a lot of students and families wonder if they can ever afford that much. I want to really assure you and reiterate that message that UC Santa Cruz is looking to be a partner with you in terms of helping you achieve your educational goals. There's a few ways that we do that. You can see the programs that we have listed here. I'm going to go full screen on these just to talk about them briefly. So first we have the Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan, which is for California residents specifically, and says that students and families who have incomes of under $80,000, the UC system will cover your tuition costs, so that $12,000 figure approximately, through grants and scholarships specifically. For the students who are in their first 4 years of attendance, if you're a freshman, or your first 2 years of attendance as a transfer student, okay? The next, the middle class scholarship, is a new program for us in the UC system, and it's really just being phased in over a multi-year period. So we're at the beginning of phasing in this new program for the 2014-2015 academic year. And what it says is that for undergraduate students with family incomes up to $150,000, a scholarship to attend either the University of California or the California State University system will be provided. The amount of that scholarship amount will really vary depending on your total family income. So again, for those families who make between $80,000 to $100,000, your scholarship might be slightly larger than those students who have over $100,000 to up to $150,000, okay? And finally, we have the Undergraduate Dean's Award. This is designed to really help serve our non-resident students, our students coming from outside of California, either from a different state or internationally. And what it is $20,000 for incoming freshmen across 4 years, or $10,000 across 2 years for our transfer students. In order to maintain the award across the multiple years, you do need to keep a 3.0 GPA, so you'll have to keep your academic standing. But it is something that students who are from outside of California, we provide to help support you in the academic process here at UCSC. So we're kind of coming to the end of my presentation, and I've seen a couple of questions coming in. I just want to encourage all of you who are in the room right now, if you've got questions, or if there are things I covered that I either went really quickly, or that you had more questions about, you wanted to learn more about, please feel free to ask. I'm here to be able to help serve you. If you want to learn more about UCSC and keep in touch with us, which we certainly hope you do, you should join our Slug Connection. That's our email update newsletter. We promise not to spam you. You get to tell us what it is you're interested in learning more about, and then we send you announcements for when we have on-campus events, when we may have an alum in your area who wants to connect with you, or an admissions representative, or if we're doing other online virtual activities like this College Week Live event, and you want to join us, you've thought about UC Santa Cruz and really think, you know, that's the place for me. I just want to add that if you are a foster youth or a military veteran and you're interested in learning specifically about the resources here at UC Santa Cruz that are available to support you, check those boxes. We want to reach out to you and tell you about our Smith Renaissance Society for former foster youth, and our Veterans Program, which is our Veterans Peer Mentoring Network that we have here at UCSC. So sign up for the Slug Connection today. Help us help you by staying in touch. Couple other ways to stay in touch. We have obviously our amazing website, the admissions@ucsc.edu website. We also have our email address, admissions@ucsc, and then our phone number. We have our Facebook page. We've got Twitter. I want to add something that's not on here, as if you've never seen the campus before and you've never been able to come visit, well, first off, I'll say come visit. It's a beautiful campus. We have campus tours that are offered year-round, but we also have a virtual tour. So you can actually see campus and hear from some of our current UC Santa Cruz students about what it's like to be on campus. So if you just go to admissions.ucsc.edu, you'll see it right there on our homepage. Scroll down a bit to the bottom right-hand corner, click on virtual tour, and then walk your way through UCSC. Walk your way through the home of the UC Santa Cruz Fighting Banana Slugs and learn what it is that we love so much about our campus. All right, at this time, I'm open to questions. Anyone who has anything that they're interested in knowing about UC Santa Cruz, please feel free to type your questions into the chat window. I'm going to keep talking until you do, so go ahead and give me those questions. You know, I see Matt at the beginning had that question about the GPA required to get in and what the averages are. And we talked a little bit about that when I was talking about A through G and the minimum requirements. But I'll just let you know the actual minimum or the actual average GPA for the class of 2014 was a 3.82. See, this is our Sammy slug, our banana slugs. We're the fighting slugs. We're very proud of them. So Matt, just to answer your question, yeah, that GPA was a 3.82. The SAT average was a 1783, and the ACT was a 26. So that gives you an idea. I want to caution you though and remind you that we admit students, you know, not just based on your GPA, not just based on your SAT, but we're really looking at all of your activities as well. So we use that holistic review process with the 14 criteria that I was referring to earlier. So I see some good questions coming in. You're welcome, Matt. I'm happy to answer your questions. We've got a question coming in. Are the GPAs weighted? And the answer is yes. We are going to be looking at honors and AP. So if you've been taking honors and AP classes, we will look at up to 8 semesters of honors credit. So those International Baccalaureate, those UC Transferable Community College courses, AP courses, UC California Approved Honors courses, all of those can go into weighting your GPA. So we do look at that and take that into account. Again, looking at those honors courses specifically from your 10th and 11th grade to calculate the GPA, but certainly we're looking at the quality of the senior year program. How rigorous is it? How much are you challenging yourself? What can you take and what are you taking? Keep in mind that we think of the senior year as not an easy year, but this is the year that you're demonstrating to us that you're ready to transition to a research level academic institution. If you aren't challenging yourself in your senior year and succeeding, then how can we have confidence that you'll come in your freshman year into an academically rigorous institution and be able to be successful? So I really want to emphasize that and stress that. And on the flip side, if you tell us you're going to be taking certain courses during your senior year, we do expect you to complete that coursework regardless if it's beyond the minimum GPAs. All of the students who were admitted here to UC Santa Cruz for the fall of 2014 had coursework well beyond the minimum A through G requirements. So we really are looking at a selective process for our freshman applicants. Okay, other questions that folks have. I know we had a question about financial opportunities, and we talked a little bit about financial aid already, but I just want to add that there's a variety of ways that students finance their education here at UCSC via the FAFSA, clearly getting on-campus jobs. That Career Center is a resource for you to help find off-campus and on-campus jobs for you and get you connected to our different job fairs. We have a fall job fair. We also have a spring job fair every year where we have companies coming to campus interviewing our students for positions for when they graduate from our school. We also have grad programs who come. So if you're interested in graduate school, which a lot of our students are when they graduate from UC Santa Cruz, many of them go on to the Peace Corps, they go on to AmeriCorps or City Year, and then they go into a graduate program of some sort. Though we do have grad school fairs on our campus as well, arranged through the Career Center. And so in terms of financial support, it is really on a case-by-case basis, done via the FAFSA, via the free application for federal student aid. Okay? I know other students, a lot of times you have questions about the residential college system, and I just want to add and clarify a couple of things about the residential college system. One is that every major can live at every college, so they really are acting as your home base. People describe them in a variety of different ways. I've heard the college system described as like Harry Potter's, where there were different houses within the Hogwarts school, or you can think of them as different neighborhoods. But you're going to be having classes everywhere on campus, regardless of what your residential college affiliation is. And you are going to be really getting supported academically and socially in any of the residential colleges. The colleges are distinguished by theme. So I'll give you an example. Crown College, for instance, has a theme that focuses on science and technology. And there are a lot of students who are interested in science and technology who live at Crown. Doesn't have to be that, though. You don't have to be an engineer. You don't have to be a biology student to live at Crown. You may just really enjoy ideas and concepts of science and technology. They have a social fiction, science fiction conference that happens at Crown and Merrill every year. So for those of you who are like me, who are a literature major, not a science major, but really love science fiction, really love thinking about new technologies and how science fiction talks about society, you could live at Crown. That's a welcoming environment for you. So just keep that in mind. Other things I want to add is just how rich our student experience is here. So we have a fall festival which takes place at the beginning of every year in our welcome week, where students come together, and there's all of our student clubs and organizations out on our